unique health benefits, that had this unique fatty acid matrix to increase the absorption of these antioxidants. And so it's kind of like a science fair, but for grown-ups. It gives a chance for researchers to begin to talk about, and we were really interested in this fruit. Do any of you know what fruit that is?
GAC.
GAC. Has anyone seen a GAC fruit?
Yes.
They look a little strange, but this is a GAC fruit, and it's turned by indigenous cultures, coined this as the fruit from heaven. Like I mentioned, this researcher talked about this increased absorption from these unique fatty acid matrix, and we screened hundreds of superfruits so that we didn't just come out with any ordinary juice product, we wanted to come out with the very best. And G3, the G stands for GAC, as you know, along with 3 other superfruits. It's a fantastic product, and it just demonstrates the first step in our process about selection. We really want to select the best. We want to select those ingredients that are actually going to do something. Now, once we select an ingredient, we now need to find out, well, where are we going to source it? And our T-Green 97 is a fantastic product that demonstrates this process of selection or sourcing. So not only when we get in ingredients and we're looking for these ingredients, do we bring it into our lab and analyze the physical compounds, but with T-Green we actually sent our scientists out to the actual fields. They actually went to the fields, picked the leaves, analyzed it, and so we could have confidence in our source of T-Green. For T-Green, you may be interested to know that we actually would, for a period of time, we would take a sample of these green tea leaves every single week for a whole year so that we could analyze and see the different trends in these compounds. Because we learned that at different seasons, you see different activity levels. So for theanine, for example, coming from green tea, it comes there's more of it during a certain period of your time. And that came from our extensive sourcing and screening process. And our green tea is unique in the sense that these green tea leaves are hand-picked. So an easy way for us to do it would be to just go and mow it down and collect all the leaves that we want. But we wanted to select those green tea leaves that were highest in the quality, that were the proper maturation, and it just demonstrates our example of sourcing, our commitment to sourcing ingredients that are quality. Now, once we do this, we have specifications. We set these specifications, and for example, in cordyceps, which is found in a couple of our products, including AgeLOC R Squared, we set specifications that need to be tested for every single batch. And this includes key quality specifications. So this includes a myriad of specifications that are set uniquely for each individual product. Some overlap with each other, but what does it look like? But also, what is it standardized to? And I'll talk about that as well. We test the dissolution time, and that basically means ensuring that it's dissolving, so you're actually getting those nutrients that are found inside the capsule. And it also includes testing every batch for unsafe levels of toxins, things that you do not want, like heavy metals, bacteria, mold, and yeast. With this cordyceps, as we were selecting this ingredient and testing for it, we noticed that there was higher levels of heavy metals that didn't meet our qualifications. Now, what we could have done is just swept it under the rug and sold it a fantastic product. But what we did is actually we added an additional step to the processing of this ingredient, which cost more money, to ensure that we keep these levels of heavy metals to a safe level, so that they're free of unsafe levels of these heavy metals. Just an example of the specifications that we set. And you can be confident that every single batch is tested for these things. Now, standardization. This is our reishi mushroom. They look kind of funny. And what we could have done, if we were a company, is we could have gotten these reishi mushrooms and we could have ground them up, put them into a capsule, and given it to you. And there may or may not be other companies that do that. But that's not what we at New Skin are here to do. One of the steps is standardizing. Standardizing to these active compounds so that we can be confident that every product and every capsule is providing the efficacious doses that you are expecting, that the customer is paying for. So for Reishi Max, here's an example. In Reishi Max, we standardize to triterpenes and polysaccharides. Now, these are two different compounds. You don't really need to know what they do, other than triterpenes generally are there for cellular protection, and polysaccharides have a different benefit in immune cell communication. In order to get these different molecules, we have a multi-step extraction process. So to get the triterpenes, to get the polysaccharides require different processing, and so what we could do is we could have a single step. And you may see this in other products where you may see more or higher triterpenes, but usually you would see it at the cost of the other product. So in order to get high levels of both of these ingredients, we had to have a multi-step extraction process. Additionally, reishi mushrooms have spores, and these spores are heavily protected. And so what we could do is we could put spores in our product and claim that it contains these spores. But what's hidden is that these spores don't become biologically active because they're in this protective shell. And so the spores that we put into Reishi Max from our reishi mushroom have been 100% cracked to expose their natural chemicals.